I'm Miss Shannon here on the 2018 Twin Cities Film Fest red carpet, brought to you by Skin Rejuvenation Clinic. We're getting ready to go in and see American Tender. We had a chance to talk to the writer and director and the producer, and now we have the stars of American Tender. We have Nellie Joan Anderson and Frank Foster Bolton. You were both very adequately named. That is a lot of name going on there.
Thank you so much.
I was impressed.
Yeah, we told our parents to give us good names.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? Otherwise we're going back.
Put me back.
You guys have been so fun. Before we start talking about the film, I was looking at the social media that you guys did to promote the film. Like, I know you guys were hanging out over at the AC Hotel and doing some stuff. So it looks like you guys had a great time and really had some good chemistry.
Yes, it was easy to do because we made this movie with like a lot of friends, so it was pretty natural to unfold like that.
Okay. So, Nellie, tell everybody a little bit about your character, since you seem to be the primary instigator in this film.
Yeah, so my character is Penny, and she has a whole complicated backstory and some pretty intense motivations to do some crazy things in the movie and to convince someone to do something kind of out of the ordinary and use her feminine wiles to do so.
And you seem to be the person that was preyed upon in this whole thing, Frank.
Yeah, I guess the basic premise is I'm kind of the stooge. It's our first date and she kind of tricks me into going on this crazy heist with her, and then this whole day after that heist. It was a super fun thing to prep for and to kind of really get into the heads of these characters, because it's a lot of convincing one has to do to say, like, here's your first date, now let's go rob a store. Like, yeah, so it was a really fun challenge and a really great team to work with.
I know it seems like this kind of out there premise, but was there anything like in your normal dating life that you're like, I can kind of twist this into this idea?
I mean, every first date in a way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Trying to convince them that like you're the best. I don't know. I mean, obviously this is extreme, but what do you think?
Well, I think that, like, on the first date, you're always doing an impression of somebody that's cooler than you are.
Right.
So this whole movie, I was doing an impression of Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11, which is like an impression of the cool people of Hollywood for forever. So it's like an impression of an impression of an impression. And I feel like that's very accurate to dating life. Like, you're always trying to be that person you want to be seen as, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's particularly true for Penny. I feel like she has so many different people in the mix of her personality, because I feel like she is multiple people, just like who she is as a person, but then having to pull off this whole situation too, she has to employ other personalities. So it was a super fun project because of that.
And you said that they did it, I'm sorry, when CJ was on earlier, he mentioned that you guys did it in like 2 weekends, so this was a pretty tight schedule.
Yeah, we did it in probably 4 days.
4 days.
Altogether, just driving around, shots in the car, in the cafe. You'll notice that a lot of these shots are super long. So a lot of it felt like more like real life, because the camera was following us into all of these places you go in every day, like into the car, into the cafe, but also kind of like a play, because you have to stay in character the whole time.
Well, we're very excited to see you both in American Tender, and I know that it was a little bit different than what you guys would normally do. So how do you go, all right, we've gotten this one out of the way, what do I want to do next as an actor?
Oh man, I mean, both of us are doing a lot of different things all the time. Like, we act, but I'm a singer primarily, and Frank normally works behind the scenes in film. So this just helped kind of flesh out our whole, I don't know, personality in film and performance.
Yeah, it was a fun, because we both work in these different mediums, it was a fun challenge to kind of like go from, for me as an editor primarily, for her as an opera singer primarily, to go from that to working really, really hard for months and months with our friends on this film. Now that we're back at our different art forms, you kind of take what you've learned with these people and you kind of move into, like, for me, I'm working on a documentary, right now. You take that kind of sensibility and you move it into everything. Every piece of art you work on bleeds into the things you do next. So, believe.
Well, I am very excited. You can see how fun they are. If you want to go back and look at some of the American Tender social media, trust me, it is definitely a treat. So make sure you guys check out the film. It's American Tender. Our 2 stars here, Frank Bolton and Frank Foster Bolton. I don't want to mess that up. And Nellie Joan Anderson. We appreciate you guys joining us here on the red carpet.
Thank you so much.